ugly allowed. Are you ready? Here we go. Fashion is the art. Designers are the gods. Models play the part of angels in the dark. Which one of you would ever dare to go against? That beauty is a trade and everyone is paid. Fashionista.
Good evening, everyone. It is me, Miss Morgan, your Miss Gay Pennsylvania America 2023. Welcome and join us tonight for a fabulous evening of meeting more contestants for our big pageant on November 16th. But before we get into the contestants, I just want to continue to always remind everyone and all our fabulous viewers and supporters out there of what's going on with Pennsylvania. So don't forget, on November 15th, in Pottstown, a place called Rivet. It's absolutely fabulous. I just performed there last weekend, and it is a sensational time. Get your tickets now. On November 15th, the night before the pageant, we're having a review show, and it's going to be all the formers coming out and showing you a great old time and what Miss Gay Pennsylvania America is all about. Then the next day on November 16th at the Sunnybrook Ballroom in Pottstown as well, right down the street, is going to be the big event, which is the Miss Gay Pennsylvania America 2024 pageant. So you definitely want to get your tickets now, because I'm telling you, those tickets are flying. So please get your tickets now so you can join in on all the fun. Speaking about joining in on all the fun, if you hit that share button right now, we can bring more people in on the fun tonight. So hit that share button, because the more people we bring in, the more people fall in love with Miss Gay America pageant. So I really would love that as well. But one last thing I do want to chat about is something very cool that we're doing right now with Pennsylvania. It's called the People's Choice Award. And so what you can do is you can go on to the www.missgaypennsylvaniaamerica.com website, and you can pick your contestant that you choose as the viewer, and half that money will go towards the Pennsylvania America system, and the other half is going to go to the charitable choice of the contestant. So without further ado, why don't we meet these contestants and have a fabulous time. So first up, I want to introduce Miss Gay Pittsburgh's first alternate, Miss Angelique Stevens. Hello, Angelique. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Welcome. Why don't you introduce yourself to everyone and just say hi real quick and just tell them a little about yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Angelique Stevens. I also go by Angelique the Star Stevens. I am Pittsburgh's first alternate. This is my first year in the Miss Gay America pageant system, and I'm like in love completely. I have a degree in musical theater, and all things about Miss Gay America really truly resonate with all the things that I love, not only about performing, but about being able to touch others in a way that is almost like profound and unheard of in most other walks of life.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for joining tonight and being a part of my journey as well and my passions. I appreciate that so much. Up next, we have the Miss Gay NEPA Northeast Pennsylvania America 2024's first alternate, Miss Calliope. Hello, Calliope. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining tonight as well on my fabulous journey and things that I'm passionate about. But do you mind saying hi to the viewers and a little bit about yourself?
Of course. Hi, I'm Calliope. I'm the first alternate to Miss Gay NEPA this year. This is my first time in the Miss Gay America system, but I'm a former Miss Level Up in Philly, and I'm based in Philly, and I've been doing drag for about 6 years now.
That's fabulous. Thank you. And thank you again for joining tonight. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. Last but certainly not least, we have Miss Gay Gettysburg America 2024, Miss Mandy Mango. Hi,
Hello,
Mandy.
hello.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining as well. Do you mind saying hi to everyone and a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Mandy Mango in drag. In drag, my pronouns are she, her. Out of drag, I go by the name Siegfried Aragona, the pronouns he, they. Um, I have been doing drag for 6 years, but this is also my first time competing in the Miss Gay America system. So I'm very, very excited to be here and to be amongst some great performers in competition. I'm also a Cancer Leo, a cusp sign. So that means, or at least I like to think it means, I have a big heart and I like to be in the spotlight. So
I love that. Don't we all, girl? No, but once again, thank you to the three of you from the bottom of my heart for joining tonight. And why don't we just jump right in? So, what I wanted to do with the contestants edition is that I wanted the viewers to get a little bit more insight on the contestants that's going to be there on November 16th. And I also want to point out if anybody who's watching, once they get their tickets tonight, they can go to the link that's showing down below, the MissGayPennsylvaniaAmerica.com, and the link is there, as well as the viewer. I think it's the what is it called? The People's Choice Award. Excuse me. I keep on feeling like it's like a talk show, like the viewer's choice. Anyway. So anywho, so what I would love to do is why don't we just get, because I've done many episodes talking about each category and the needs to know and some advices and things that work and things that don't work. But why don't we go around and talk about things that you're excited about? Maybe we could go around and talk about maybe a category that you're most excited about and maybe why, if that sounds okay with you. Angelique, not to put you on the spot, but I brought you out. Why don't we put you on the spot and tell us which one you're so excited about.
Sounds awesome. So I will say I was born to a room of 13 student nurses and my grandmother and my father and mother, right? So I was just kind of like born to like perform, to like be on the stage. And so I am so excited to, get to perform in the talent category. Not only does it like kind of like speak to like I have a musical theater degree, and so it's something that obviously speaks to a passion of mine. But this year's talent is very very near and dear to my heart, and it speaks on a message that not only speaks to a community like ours, the queer community, but I think it speaks to all people in this idea of letting everyone truly flourish in the beauty that is them. And I'm so excited to bring that to the stage and let everyone get to see this message that I feel like is so powerful and important.
I love that. I love that. It's always about a message, right? You got to give that message out there.
Okay.
Calliope. Oh wait, yeah, Calliope was next. Do you
Yes.
mind saying a category maybe you're most excited about and why?
Sure. I'm also really excited for talent because I've been doing pageants for years now, and I've always kind of tried to figure out what was needed to earn the title, and rather than try to carve my own path. And this year, I'm really making it a point to do what I want to be doing. And this talent number, it's it's really inspired me. I've been practicing it several times, and it just every single time it's different and better. And I just loved showing my musicality and my theatricality. Um, so I'm doing what I want to do, and that's why it's exciting for me.
I think that's fantastic. It's being your authentic self. And that's
Yes.
what I always encourage everyone to do is just be your authentic self, because you know what? If you're going to be your authentic self, that's going to show America that America is the best fit for you. I always like to look at it. Mandy.
So I would say what I'm most looking forward to is also talent. Um, my talent, I think, really exemplifies how drag for me has been able to let me craft my own narrative of how I'm like my own superhero. Specifically for me, not having any much Filipino American representation, let alone queer Filipino American representation. It often is this challenge of who do I look up to in order to sort of like navigate through life and navigate through some of these problems. And drag has sort of been my compass in trying to figure out certain situations and find who I am in a world where not everyone's gonna, give that to you on a plate. So I think that my talent number really lets me exemplify that. And something I like that really hit me because we were having rehearsal last night. Three of my four backup dancers are all like local Philly dancers who are also Asian, and one of them like mentioned like I haven't had like many Asian friends, and like this is many like Asian people I've hung out with, and that's like been very much my story too with finding community. So I'm really glad that my drag has helped me find community in that way, and it's also ending up to be helpful for other Asian Americans in the city too to find that community.
Yours. I love that. I love it a lot. I love that you all picked talent. That's exciting. I cannot wait because I get to sit there and watch them all and do nothing. That's what I'm most excited about. So I think that's great. And you know what? The best part is just that I know that everyone knows how to get on stage. It's just doing what you do best. And I can't say it enough, just being your authentic self, because the moment you start doing things that you're in your zone and what you love to do, that's where you shine the most. And people tend to draw towards that. And that's when you get their attention because you're doing you, right? And the three in front of me, I would expect nothing less because y'all turn it out. So why don't we switch gears and go the other direction and see what we're most nervous about? I say nervous because let's just cut to the chase here. Because there's always categories that you're like, I'm not really too sure, but that's the ones that you work hardest on because you don't want to lose any points in any category. So I know I did it with Angelique first, but Mandy, can I put you on the spot again and to kind of go backwards?
Sure. I would say the one I'm most working on at the moment is on stage Q&A. I think something I realized was like, in Miss Gay Gettysburg, I was most nervous for interview and I was confident for onstage Q&A. And then I feel like the reverse ended up happening. Like my nerves really kicked in for onstage Q&A and I was a lot more chill for the interview because the interview felt more like a conversation. That was easy. But once you're like in front of an audience and the stage lights are on and you're already presenting in a sort of way, you feel a pressure. And I think there's a lot of thoughts going in your head. And for me, I think I get caught up in trying to give like a grand answer and like hit a big point. And then I end up losing my personality in it and kind of just coming off a little dry and then also possibly rambling. So it's my challenge.
Well, I'll tell you the best way to help with that is to continue to have people to ask you questions.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do that and then you answer them, it kind of puts you on the spot a little bit. And then this way you're more prepared. I usually suggest that not that I have anything rehearsed because you can't really, the best answers on stage are your first instinct answer. So if you have a thought in your head after you read that question, that's your answer and just go have fun with that one. But that being said, I always like to have like a mission of what, if there's something that, if it's a little broader question, what is something that I'm trying to convey about myself or what's my mission as Miss Gay Pennsylvania? So try and, keep that in your back pocket as something that you can always lean on if it's a broader question that you can gear towards that one. So it helps you feel more prepared and more confident when you're on that stage. I like how you talked about the personal interview being like a conversation. And I think that personal interview can be nerve-wracking for certain people just because you're sitting in a chair in front of a panel of judges and you're kind of being a little more vulnerable. But what I love is that you if you look at it like a conversation, but also in a professional business way, because you are applying for a job in a sense. But if you just kind of tear down that moment of like that nerves and just have that conversation, you can start to tend to take control of the conversation and allowing yourself to say like, these are my mission statements of things that I want to talk about. Like if I'm a nurse, I want to talk about that. So I'm going to bring it up. Or if my favorite color is blue, I'm going to talk about blue, So I love that. Just just throwing some gems out there for you with that. But I like how. But no, on stage question can be very nerve wracking. So another little trick that I always like to say is because before any category, I like to take a lot of breaths. But normally with the onstage question, even if I know my answer, or even if like the question's so simple as what's your favorite color, right? And you just want to know your answer, I still will allow them to ask it twice, and then I'll look at the paper, take my deep breaths, and then answer it. Take that pause. Don't jump right in, because if you jump right in, you're going in hot. Go in a little smoother, so this way you can build up to your answer, and so you don't feel so anxious getting your message across.
Definitely.
So,
Thank you.
Calliope,
Yes.
what's your most favorite / nerve-wracking category?
I would have to say interview. I'm a very quiet person out of drag, and I struggle sometimes to get out of my head and like wake up if I don't have like a wig on.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually like the point at a gig where I'm really on.
Mm-hmm.
So having to just like calm down and be myself, try to channel Calliope when I'm not, that is hard for me. I also at NEPA I struggled uh, hitting all the points that I wanted to hit in interview because again I was just like very in my head, and I have I tend to ramble like a lot, so Q&A can be easier for me personally because I already have the confidence of being on stage.
Got it.
So that's why interview is just a little bit harder.
Well, what's a beautiful thing about America's system right now is that personal interview is not just male interview anymore. It's personal interview because it's all across the board now. And what I think is wonderful is that you can show up to personal interview in attire that you feel most comfortable in. You can show up in an attire that makes you feel more of that confidence is what you're talking about, right? So
Sure.
think about that. I mean, what do I suggest? Do I suggest you put on a full wig and makeup? Maybe not, but you can do whatever you want, just as long as it's not distracting to the judges.
Yeah.
But just think about that because I understand what you're saying. Because sometimes if I go into something that I'm not like I feel right, I get in my head too. Like I just feel like I'm more concentrated on not feeling right as opposed to chattering about the message that I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally got that. But just fruitful thought. You can definitely spice up the game a little bit and put something cool on that you feel comfortable in.
Right.
So I'll be looking for that.
Okay.
All right, Angelique, my darling.
I think for me, I think the one category that I wouldn't even say I'm nervous about, it's more so, um, the best way to put it is I am trepidatious about would be evening gown. I am someone who stands very strong on my platform of my art form of drag. I believe that women come in all shapes and sizes, and I personally like to praise women that remind me of my mother, that aren't super super curvaceous and aren't super super thin and small, but they're kind of more so average, in the middle, just the girl we see every day. And I want to celebrate those women, and that's what my drag is for. It's for the women that don't get to be on Vogue because they're not, I guess, an extreme in society. They kind of just fit in the middle. And so I personally don't like to pad my body, because I believe that my body's worthy, just like every other body is worthy. It was actually so funny because in personal interview at Pittsburgh, I was asked about, like, the idea of pageants being archaic,
Mhm.
and I said that I don't think that they are. In fact, I think they celebrate like an art form that is beautiful and stunning. I don't think that we need to change pageantry, but I do think that pageantry can open its mind a little bit and maybe extend the lens a little more, to understand that this art form that we do of impersonating females, it
Mhm.
is all every type of female, not just one or two, but all types that walk
Sure.
this world, and they're all beautiful and valid. So I'm figuring out how I can convey that while also still getting all my points in evening.
Totally understand. Well, if I'm allowed to speak a little more freely, I know that like there was that conversation about body, like about the body shape for gown for you. And one, I was kind of, if to be honest with you, I was very impressed where you were very confident in presenting how you feel about body image and how you feel about that perspective of it. So, but I also have to say right now in the game of things, it's about the points, right?
Yes.
So you got it. So it doesn't mean that you have to go full on, right? You can just do a whisper of something
Yeah.
to make sure you're not losing that point and you're still standing true to your value, which I think is a very beautiful value, because you're right, because the world comes in all different shapes and sizes.
For sure.
So it's
Sure.
something to definitely think about and to look at. So, that's something that can also be helped changed in the future.
Yeah.
So I love that. So I know that there's other categories that we didn't talk about, I don't think, right? So, well, we kind of touched a little bit on everything, but presentation, there's no presentation this time just because with Pennsylvania, we're doing something a little bit different because we have a jam-packed night because we have 14 contestants
Lots of
of
us.
amazingness. So we had to cut down on the presentation, which is fine. So you'll be able to come out right off the gate in your gown, which I know you're all gonna look absolutely fantastic and do your thing. My biggest suggestion with that I just want to just throw out there is that, and I'm trying to encourage myself to as well, is put the pads on or whatever you're gonna put on, and your gown on, and your heels. No hair or makeup, doesn't matter. Just walk around the room. And in the next week or so, I was trying to wait until the last episode to send everybody the track for the gown walk, the minute and a half of it. So you'll be able to get that, and you're going to be able to listen to it and kind of have a plan and a vibe of what you're going to do on stage. The biggest thing, and we always talk about a lot, but we'll just say it since I'm bringing it up, is make sure you hit those 3 points. That's the backwards triangle that we always talk about. And then after that, kind of do your thing, but just don't go wild and run around the stage because you'll distract the judges, and that could be points deducted too. So why don't we shift gears and just kind of, is there any questions that you have for me as far as like maybe the day of, or maybe a category that maybe you're not so sure of that maybe the viewers or another contestants watching and might have? Not to put you on the spot.
I have a question. More so just like I guess it would be a question. Advice is a question, correct? So like I said, we talked about like wanting to convey my message and my platform to the best of my ability, as succinctly and genuinely and authentic as I can. I was talking to a couple of friends. My drag mother, is a former Miss Gay Arizona America. So I was asking her and talking to her about how, if in the interview, there's not an opportunity for me to talk about the platform of body image and the importance of acceptance of all, how I can make sure that that message is still clearly conveyed, so that whenever the judges do see things like the no padding or in talent, you've seen the talent, so like there is a section where it does get a little, one of the comments I got was it's reading boy. But again, that is a specific choice. So it's something that I want to like, what do you think, or what's your best advice to kind of like get those things in there?
I got you, and for the rest of the contestants as well, I got you. Whatever, and I think this is a great opportunity for you. And a personal interview, though you are applying for the job, and it's important to remember you're communicating about the business aspect of what Miss Gay Pennsylvania is and what you're going to bring to the table. But it's also showing a side of who you are and the things that you do, because you are unique. And I always like I said at the beginning, this is the opportunity to show Miss Gay Pennsylvania why Miss Gay Pennsylvania is the appropriate fit for you. Right. And when you walk into your personal interview, just like you did for City, you walk in and you say hello, you stand next to the chair, you have your outfit on, and if you have a button with the jacket, you're unbuttoning as you walk to the chair. The head judge will invite you to sit down and give you that moment to talk, say introduce yourself and a little bit about yourself or whatever. That's your moment where you can just come up with 4 bullet points of things that maybe you want to discuss, such as I'm a nurse, I am in school for my master's, I have a charity, and I love to talk about body positivity or body imaging or something like that.
Mhm.
And so, like in a judge's mind, I'm sitting there like, Why did she say body positivity, or what's going on? Like, did something happen, or is there a drive? Is there initiatives, or are there things going on? You kind of set the tone for what you want to talk about. Sometimes what I do is, if I'm in a personal interview and there's something that I'm burning to talk about, like I'm always so proud to talk about my charity, which is Nurse Morgan Helps. It raises money and awareness for at-risk youth for the LGBTQIA plus community. You can check out my Instagram at Nurse Morgan. But just saying, um, I will always know in my brain this is something that I want to talk about. So either there'll be a question like, so you're a nurse by day, so how does that apply to drag? Or we'll just say, even if they say your favorite, what's your favorite color, and I say it's red, and I'll tell them why, because it has to do with nursing. And oh, I'm a nurse, and this is my charity, Nurse Morgan Helps. So I kind of like deviate and allow myself to be the serpent of the conversation
Mhm.
and take the control, as opposed to waiting for them to get me there.
Makes sense.
There's also, if you didn't mention it in your intro for 4 bullet points, as well as the body of the questioning, they will also say to you, is there anything else you'd like to say before you leave? That's your moment right there where you can say, I'm very excited to be here, but I also just want to mention that, my package is about X, Y, and Z. And when you see me tonight, this is why you're going to see what you see.
Yeah.
So you have a couple different opportunities for that.
Perfect.
And for the other 2 contestants watching or part of this as well, whatever you want to talk about is how you do that. Kalai Pure Mango, Mandy Mango, do you have any other any questions?
I don't think
I know
so.
it's hard sometimes too because the biggest thing for me is, when it comes to getting ready for this, is just to make sure you have a good support around you and making sure you have a good team. And remembering that, because the day of is all about you and all the talents that you bring and the greatness that you are. So that good team that you bring around you already knows that, and they're going to be there to support you for that beautiful day. So just remember that when you're setting that up. I'm a big checklist kind of gal, so just make sure you're looking at the categories. Always read the handbook and look at the categories so you don't lose points and everything. Because just think about, like, they start off with a perfect score, and then you just start to hopefully notch down just a couple for a couple points that you lose. Okay. Well, I did say we were going to try and keep it around 30 to 45 minutes, but I do want to, it's very important that I would love for everyone to go around and talk about the charities that maybe their choices for the people's choice, so that the viewers and the avid fans of Miss Gay Pennsylvania know why they're also voting for you, or where that money is going to go towards. Okay. Calliope, can I put you on the spot, my darling, since I didn't get to pick you first?
Sure.
Even if it's not a specific charity, you can talk about something maybe that you're passionate about, maybe getting the money donated towards.
Yeah. So I did choose a charity. It
Okay.
is called the AIDS Healthcare Foundation. Part of my identity is being HIV positive, and I have been for going on 8 years now. And there is such a lack of healthcare and awareness and education surrounding HIV and AIDS in our community. And that's something that I try to bring into what I do as often as I can. And especially if I'm given a platform, I try to use that as much as I can.
I love that. Thank you so much. Mandy, I'm going to pop it over to you, babe.
All right. I also chose a charity. I chose Health Professionals Advancing LGBTQ plus Equality, also formerly known as the Gay and Lesbian Medical Association. I'm also a nurse. I specialize in HIV, and it's really, really important to me that there are LGBTQ health leaders leading LGBTQ health movement, and it's growing now, but we still need a lot more support in LGBTQ health research and understanding where specifically our health concerns are. Yes, in sexual health and HIV, but beyond that, as we learn where these health disparities really are. So that's something near and dear to my heart.
I think that's fantastic, and it's very important. Angelique?
I have also picked a charity. I will be donating, if I do win, to the Trans Equality Fund. It's a organization that is all about bringing forth like equality for not only LGBTQ people, but also especially specifically our trans family members, our brothers and sisters in the trans community. They're one of the most targeted groups in the LGBTQ community, and it's an organization of a fund that goes towards directly helping and ensuring the equality for all, especially our trans members of society.
I love that. Sorry. I'm looking to see too, because I've never done this before. I wanted to see if we had any questions too. And I hear myself talking. No, I think that's great. Thank you all so much for sharing that too, because, and it can be hard too, because there's so many great things out there to try and want to help, right? There's so many charities out there, but you know what? I love that everyone has a passion for something that burns for them, you know, and I think that's great. So thank you so much, and thank you for being a part of that piece of the the Pennsylvania America system this time, because this is something new that we're doing, and no matter what, how I believe whomever wins is great. That's fantastic. But all the charities are going to be highlighted. So I think that's great because we're continuing to keep people informed and educated on things that are in need. So I appreciate that so much. Well, you know what? I just enjoyed the three of you, and I'm excited to see everything that you put out on November 16th. And those that are watching, you can check out the link below at MissGayPennsylvaniaAmerica.com. Also, the night before is the Farmers Review show on November 15th at Rivet in Pottstown, as well as don't forget the People's Choice Award as well. That's also on the website down below. But you know what? I just had a fabulous time. Let's leave it there. And I would love to bid you all adieu. I'm going to take you off as I brought you on, if that's okay. And I would love for you to just say goodbye to everyone real quick, if that's cool. All right, Angelique, thank you so much for your time tonight. I really appreciate it, and you sharing your stories and giving us a little more insight of who you are. If you could just say goodbye to everyone, and I'm going to bid you adieu.
Thank you all so much for having me. I had so much fun, and I hope to see you all at Miss Gay Pennsylvania America on the 16th of November.
Thank you so much, love.
Bye, y'all.
All right, Calliope, thank you as well for joining us this evening and making my dreams come true with the Let's Get Down to Excellence and taking time out of your day to, just giving a little bit more information about who you are and what everyone gets to see on that stage, because I know you're going to be nothing but amazing out there as well. So thank you again. Can you say goodbye to everybody and I'll bid you adieu?
Of course. Bye. Vote for me for People's Choice. That'll be fun. Do that. And I'll see you on November 16th. It should be cool. Bye.
Thank you, love. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, Miss Nurse Mandy Mango. Thank you so much again for joining me as well. You are always inspirational as well, and I can't wait to see what you put out there on that stage. And why don't you just say goodbye to everyone, and I'll bid you adieu.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Morgan, for having me. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Also, if you're not going to vote for Calliope, vote for me for People's Choice. And make sure you get those tickets. They'll be going soon. And I'll see you November 16th. And come get your dose of your favorite flavor.
Love that. I love that. Thank you, Angel. Have a great night, okay? Don't work too hard. All right. Bye, hon. What another great round of contestants. I think I have to count them out of my brain because I can't think. I think we had 11 contestants so far that are going to be showing up on November 16th to get the crown of Miss Gay Pennsylvania America 2024. If you're going to tune in next Tuesday. I believe the date is, and you know what? I'm just going to look it up right now because why not? Next Tuesday, which is November 5th, which is Election Day. So after the polls are done, we'll be coming on here live and having a chat with the final 3 contestants that will be vying for the title of Miss Gay Pennsylvania America 2024. Do check out our website that's going below, MissGayPennsylvaniaAmerica.com. That keeps you in the now, and also you can buy the merch on there too. Hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And if you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that share button on your page, because though we are ending this show, people can rewatch it. Thank you so much, and I adore you all.